Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to our coaching call today. It is August 26th, 2019. One new client to share details of. And, well, let's just start out with there's Penny. We'll just start out with our normal gratitude shares. What's happening good in your life, in the world?
Good morning.
Good morning, Penny.
Well, we are gearing up for all our fall things, but it's still really hot here. Like the heat index today is 112.
Wow. Ugh.
So it's really hard to think about football and all the things we center our lives around with it being so hot still. So
Oh. Our summer's been very mild. It's probably the worst summer I remember my whole life in the Northwest. So it's just,
in terms of cool and
yeah, and not sunny. So, I mean, normally we have 9 months of just gray overcast, rare sun. And then the summer, 2.5 to 3 months of just 80 degrees, blue skies, glorious. And it just hasn't happened, and got a few ones. It looks like today's going to be maybe sunny, but it's still like chilly, cool. Yesterday was like 72 or something. So, I mean, which is dreamy compared to what you're going through, but
right.
I want a little more. We didn't get
Right.
full force. So send half of yours our way. Or
Right.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Carol, because I've been really discouraged all summer. Like, I need a little bit of heat.
Penny knows what I'm
Jeez.
talking about.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going crazy. We were up in Whidbey Island last week, and it was like, we were so cold. We couldn't even hardly go down to the beach at all. And this morning on my walk, I could see my breath. So I said, this is ridiculous. It's not even September yet.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just so, yeah.
Dreamy.
Yeah, I can imagine. I have to go walking before the sun comes up just to live,
Oh,
you know?
that sounds so good to me, except for all the humidity you have that comes with
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah. I'd love the temp, but not the humidity.
Where are you currently, Penny?
I'm back at home in Olympia.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll leave here, I think the 20th of September, something like that, and head back to Southern California and Arizona. So, yeah.
Well, I've got one new lady to share with you all. And then if you all want, we could do another practice session. I'm still waiting for my web guy to get done with the updates, but for the official launch, so we should be able to do that by September. That's another week. Otherwise, what else would you ladies like to have on the agenda?
I just have one question about one client to ask. So,
Yeah, you want to start with that? And
yeah. So it's Krista, and she just emailed me that she has been diagnosed with shingles.
yeah, I think she copied. It looks like she copied me on that.
Okay. And so I didn't see that she copied you.
Oh, okay.
She was kind of asking about, should I just keep eating the same? And so I just said yes.
Yeah.
But I actually didn't know.
Okay. Yeah, I think she just looks like she just copied both of us on that. So
I figured she didn't need, I mean, would she need to change anything? I wouldn't think so.
well, yeah, almost never. Like, I don't think of anything anyone gets diagnosed where you're like, oh no, you need more carbs now.
Right.
Like, but
Okay.
yeah, I can't think of. Yeah, I'm trying to think of if there's any. I mean, there's always exceptions to everything, but I can't think of any reason why ever somebody would be like, oh my gosh, no, you need lots more carbs. Because the interesting thing, you guys, is that, you know, all the conferences I've gone to, there's no disease that makes it so you can't, that you need carbohydrates, actually. So there are diseases that make it so you can't process carbohydrates, and a ketogenic diet is dramatically healing. So there's some muscle glycogen storage diseases, which makes it so that glycogen is the, you know, glucose being stored in your muscles. And so those people have, you know, difficult lives, and they're somebody, so they can't process carbs. So keto works really well for them. So in fact, it's the opposite. There are diseases that make it so you can't use carbohydrates, but there's no disease that makes it so you need carbohydrates, at least from your diet. So let's see who recently expired. So let's see. Sparkle is going to go it alone. She retired or expired. Jenna, I had an exit interview with her, and she said she wanted to stay on for the alumni, and I sent her the invoice, but she hasn't paid that yet. And I messaged her a couple of times. I haven't heard back, so I don't know if she changed her mind or what. And then Nicole also wanted to just go it alone, and said she may come back later for more support. But I think for her, I mean, she's always so quiet, and it was hard to get to know really what was going on in private conversation with her. She was the one that wanted me to just let her have one-on-one time with me without paying any extra. And so I know what was most helpful for her was just being in the support environment in the group and being there with the mirror neuron activation. But I could never get a sense of, you know, because what she was saying is she wanted the laser coaching with me. And so then I said, well, we could just do that on the group calls. And so every time she would come on the group call, I'd say, well, is there anything else you want help with? Like, not saying, hey, we talked about this private thing. Do you want to talk about it? And offering, like, you know, we could set up some goals. And she'd be like, nope, I'm good. And I was like, all right. So she even, I don't know, remind me a little bit of like a you know, a little kid that couldn't get what they really wanted, and so then they wouldn't even take what you were giving them. Nope, I'm not hungry now at all. Like, so that was, I felt like it was just missed opportunity for her. But anyway, so and then but we have had, so then who Deirdre.
I think Debbie Piat expires today.
Yeah, we've got an exit interview tomorrow, or I'm sorry, next week. And, or no, this is next week, tomorrow anyway. So I was right the first time. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, so I messaged her about wanting to stay on, and she said, you know, let's talk about it on our exit interview. So we had somebody else that just joined. Oh, Elaine just joined the alumni, and she's under Karen. Yeah, and we've got Joanna also expires today, but we haven't seen much of her either. So Joanna, Debbie expires, and then Linda Foxman, I talked about her a couple of calls ago, I think, but she reached out to me saying that she'd been in the hospital and her sister was trying to email me, but she was spelling my name wrong, so it didn't go through. So Linda Foxman would like to restart her program when she's feeling better. So, and our new person, Haley, put her under Cindy. She lives in the Philly area and is a big football fan. Go Eagles. She's 36 and 5'6", current weight 190, goal weight about 150 or so. She's a yoga teacher, just recently left her corporate job to be able to be I don't think she does yoga full time, but just to take care of her kids and to do yoga. So she's got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old daughters, and eventually they would like another child. And so husband will just be doing it with her just because she's not making multiple meals, or they're not going to be making multiple meals. Let's see. And okay, so she hurt her back doing her yoga teacher training, which I think is just ironically sad that you're doing something that should be so gentle and healing to your body and then get an injury from it. So she's got back pain that radiates all the way up, hip and her leg and her knee. And so I know that when she gets going, she's going to feel a lot better. And, diets she's done in the past, she's just done shake plan, isogenic type stuff. And she says it's just not sustainable to keep drinking those shakes forever. So she wants to be able to lose weight in a sustainable way, eat real food, and be more active, be healthy role model for her kids, the usual. Obstacles, so they in the past they use a lot of the meal delivery services, not pre-made, but like the meal kits. So they like good food, but they also want it to be really quick and easy and simple. And so they like to go out to restaurants, but she's also concerned about her social lifestyle, going out so they go to all the home games for the Eagles, and like to go out to restaurants and things too. So, and so this week have a planned vacation to the beaches in New Jersey. And so I gave her an extra week. So since she's not going to get started until the week she gets back, so she'll be with us for 10 weeks, but she isn't going to start until next week anyway. So any questions or comments about Haley?
How old did you say she was?
36.
Okay.
Any other people updates?
I have a question about Bianca.
Yeah.
Last time I heard from her, she was getting ready to leave on a hiking trip, and then I went on vacation. So she hasn't responded to my email, and I just wondered if she's been coming on the coaching calls.
She has. I'm trying to remember the last one I saw her on. She wasn't there Thursday. Let's look at last week. Okay, so she did not attend last week at all, but the week before she did. And she is registered for tonight. Or, sorry, tomorrow night. Oh, man, I can't keep my day straight. Sorry. And who put Steve under? Sharon. Steve's been interesting because he's coming on the calls each week. He's doing great, but it seems like every couple of days I'll get an email from him. I'm really frustrated. I'm just discouraged because my weight's not going down faster, or my weight went up. And I keep telling him stop weighing every day. And I sent him the graphic that I posted in the Facebook group about the water fluctuations in the body, and how if you're going to weigh daily, you need to be prepared for it to go up some days. And then he also was saying well, I ate a bunch of fat yesterday because I was trying to meet my macros. And I'm like, I don't see, that must be, because there's nothing in any of my trainings that I tell people to meet their macros. So that's just some online holdover thing that people think they need to do. So have you had any interaction with him, or Steve? Sharon, did he?
He has not reached out at all.
Did you send him an email, or?
No, I wait for them to contact me.
Oh, okay. So I think a lot of them, I think a lot of them think that you guys are going to email them.
I can. Now, mostly the ones I've had they respond to that email since we both get it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fine. Either way, I thought that's what our protocol was.
Oh, there really wasn't a protocol. Just
Okay. Somehow I got that in my head that was what we were doing.
Let's see. Tammy was new last week. Okay. Any other people updates or? I met a nurse practitioner. We had a local keto meetup last Thursday, and met a nurse practitioner that runs a clinic in the Seattle area that does low carb. So she did it for herself, low carb ketogenic diets, and now she does it in her practice for medical weight loss. And so it's really cool to find like one more doctor that's doing this work out there, and her assistant in her practice as well was there at the dinner, and she said that she came on to work with Brandy, and then she said, oh wow, like I wonder if she can help me lose weight. So she asked her, she says, can you help me too? Like, and she says, yes, I can. So then she's a weight loss success. She's lost about 40 pounds herself too. So it's just cool to see the ripples and the waves of this spreading out there and helping people. So, oh, and they have a podcast too. So we're gonna do an exchange where I'm gonna go on their podcast, and then I'm gonna do interview with them as well too. So good connections. All right. No other people updates, nothing exciting. We've got all right. Well, somebody want to do we'll do a practice laser session. Is there anything else on the agenda you all wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hi, I'm looking for.
Oh. And who's done, how many of each of you done? So Cindy, have you done a couple? I think Sharon, have you done one or two or?
I've done like two being a coach and one being a client. I thought. I worked with Karen a couple times.
Okay. So maybe it's even. Should we draw names? Does anybody feel strongly about being the coach or the coachee?
I feel strongly about I'm really distracted by something else, so I don't know that I'd be good today.
A bunch of stickers on it from.
I'm
travel
okay, but
places,
I have a
including
very
some that
loud
might be
thing going on right now, so I don't think you guys, I keep muting.
Okay. Well, what's the solution here? Sharon's doing something else, and Penny's got loud environment. Well,
Yeah, my husband's on a call, and so he's talking the same time as I am, and I don't think it's going to work. And I'm in an RV, so it's hard to go in another room. I am a little handicapped that way. But I'm okay with having just a short meeting then if everybody else wants to.
Have we had anybody do any clients yet? Are you still setting that up, Carol?
Yeah, that's what
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the beginning.
yeah, I'm still waiting on my web guy to get the stuff set up on there. So,
Oh, sure. Got it.
should be by next week. So,
Oh, great.
yeah. Well,
Oh.
do you feel like there's anything else that you need or questions you have then? Because this would be our last meeting before we set that all up and launch that. So,
I just have a question about, I couldn't find the recording of last week's anywhere, and I thought it was going to be in our resources, the resources where I go to for this meeting. And I was wondering where everybody else is finding the recording.
there is there's the coaching call library. I'm sorry, the what do we call it? There's a peer coach.
Coaching call corner or something.
Yeah, coaches.
I found it. I watched it, but it did take me several tries. And I can't remember exactly how I got to it, but like when I first did it, it was like March 11th. It took me a while to find the one with all the dates on it.
Okay, so there's a peer support coaches corner. Let me look in there and see what.
See what dates come up, because it was almost like.
Yeah, maybe it got stuffed in the wrong one, or.
I finally found it. It was just you two talking.
Yes, that was last week.
It was very interesting.
Oh,
It's
God.
about our parents.
I see August 19 in there. So it's in the peer support coaches corner, Penny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't think I have that.
Okay.
I have a
My name is
Team
Carole,
Keto Carol resources
Carole.
list, and that's what I always go to.
Oh no, this is it. This is on the member site.
Nixon.
Oh, in Facebook?
No, where the original. So go to ketocarol.com and click on the members tab.
Oh, you mean where I did my units?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, good. I never looked there. Didn't think about
Okay.
that. Okay, I'll
You've
look there
been
then.
here every week and not had to look for the
It's down
recording.
in,
Well, not every, but I haven't had to listen to a recording for a while.
Okay.
Okay, good. Then I'll go back and listen to it.
No
Yeah,
problem.
and I'm gonna
it was actually, I think
I'm gonna change the order of those so that the newest one is at the top rather than at the bottom. I'll have Leticia fix that today. Let me make a note.
And then on a total side personal thing, is there somewhere I can go to find out your comedy show schedule?
Yeah, so on thecarolfreeman.com, and Carol with an E on the end, if you go to the bottom on the left, then you can sign up for dates, but it's also the calendar shows on there too.
Great, thank you. That was going to be my next thing, is to do a search.
It's, I don't have anything coming up in Olympia. I will have, so there's a show on the 29th of September that is in Tacoma, Penny. And then I will be doing a couple of open mics at Tacoma Comedy Club in September as well, but the dates for that haven't been announced yet.
I'll just watch the site now that I know where to find it.
And I see some of my September stuff's not on here either, so. All right, we'll rearrange that, find more things to fix and adjust. Did you all find the body weight graphic helpful. I saw that in another group, and I'm like, oh, this is good because this is such a common thing that people don't understand. Like, how did I gain 0.4 pounds? Like, one of the ladies that I'm working with right now, just one-on-one, she gets so hung up on the number on the scale and just completely devastates her. I was doing everything right. I deserve the scale to go down. And it's like, why does it have that much power over people? I mean, I don't know. I just blame it on all other diet programs, diet mentality, because that's all they have you focus on, right? Like, that's all your doctor says: lose weight, and diet program is you lost this much weight and you got to lose more, and that's all they're looking at.
I'm glad you brought that up because that is a question I have. So, I have a different Facebook group that I manage and run on, all kinds of things, but mostly toxic-free living. And I wanted to put that on there. And I would never share anything that is Keto Carole itself unless it was, like a referral. But something like that is okay to share in my group. Because you shared it, right? Okay.
Yeah, and you can see like the watermark on it. It says it's from some textbook.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that just for in future. Like I said, I wouldn't share anything that was about you unless it was in order to get a referral. But something like that, I wanted to make sure was okay.
Oh, yeah. And there is a lot of stuff is okay to share. It would be like the materials that are on the member site, though. That would be stuff that.
Right. I would never do that.
But like
right.
stuff I post on my business page, and even some of the stuff in the group too is, shareable too. But the thing is that I don't know if you know how that works, Penny, but you can't just like click share from the group. You have to like download it and then reshare it.
Oh, well, I was just going to screenshot it and
okay, yeah, that
do
works.
it that way. yeah, but I didn't think about, I'll have to figure. I haven't got that far. I don't know. I'm learning tremendous amounts every day about Facebook and their algorithms. And so I'm learning.
Well, it's just that if it's shared in that private group like that, then it's not able, it won't let you share it outside. People will just say like, all they'll see is attachment not available.
Right. Yeah. Well, that makes sense since it's in a private group.
Yeah.
What I don't understand about the fluctuation thing is why it never does it down.
Well, it does, but people don't.
Not mine.
They don't. They don't count it that way, right? Like, oh, if it goes down, I lost weight, but if it went up, it's just water, right? So even when it goes down, sometimes that could be water weight fluctuations as well.
Just always seems like it goes up, but.
Well, you've lost weight over this whole journey.
Right. But that I get that daily. And I don't even weigh daily anymore. But I get that frustration when you think you've done well and it goes up.
Yeah.
It happened to me today. Like I did a really good job all weekend and it was up 2 pounds. I was trying to remember your chart, but I'm hardly ever like surprised to go down 2. I guess is what I would say.
Right, but if you did really, you did well and went down 2 pounds, you would say, oh, that's weight loss.
Right.
But you wouldn't go, oh, that's probably just water changes. Like, so only if it goes up where we frustrated. If it goes down, then we just assume like, well, that's good. That's the way it should go. We never get frustrated like, oh man, I went down. I can't believe I'm dehydrated that much. Like, oh gosh, like I can't be. I'm running out of water in my body. No, it's again, the scale does not show our fat mass. And so if it went up 2 pounds, like, there's a lot of different factors to go into what that mass shows on the scale. So if we could all have a home DEXA machine, then we would know exactly. Then you could actually see. Then we would be better trained to see like, oh, I have 2 pounds more fluid in my body today than I did last week, or maybe I have 2.5 pounds and I lost a 0.5 pound of fat, but all I can see on the scale is that it went up 2 pounds. So yeah. So I think it just stands out if it goes up is what it is. Whereas Well, I mean, people have had this too, where it's like you weigh yourself and then you're like, oh my God, I gotta go number 2, and you go and you weigh and you're the same weight. And it's like, how's that possible? So,
Well, that even happened to me when I had my second child. He weighed like 8.5 pounds. And I weighed the day after thinking I would at least be down 8.5 pounds, and I wasn't. It was horrible. I like
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah. And he was out of me. I mean,
well, and that's great.
Why doesn't that math work?
Well, it's because your body retained a bunch of fluid because you had,
yeah, well, they were putting fluids in me and all that.
yeah, so it's all the injury and the healing, and that causes inflammation in the body. And, so it's common for people, when they do more exercise than normal, right? So I mean, I haven't heard somebody say that recently, but a lot of times they'll be like, I did a bunch of exercise. I should have burned a bunch of calories this weekend. And how is it I gained 2 pounds? Well, it's because your muscles are inflamed from all that extra exercise and retaining fluids. That's really common. So that's what happens after childbirth as well, is that, especially if they're pumping you full of stuff and your body's recovering and healing and needing lots of extra fluids to heal. So childbirth is not a good weight loss plan.
No.
Yeah. So, well, it's just, reminder for all of us to really help people remember to look at the big picture. Don't let that scale be your, your scale is not your coach. Your scale does not get to determine your worth, your value, or your success. The only way that the scale gets to help us with our success is long term. Like, we have to look at that over the long term. The scale day to day is not a good indicator of success at all. It's just one more number. It's like the temperature outside, up and down, up and down, up and down. We know that over 3 months we're going to be into fall. Today is going to be warmer than it was yesterday. I don't go, well, forget fall. It's never coming. It's going to be 82 today. I guess we're giving up on this ever getting to fall. It's like, no, because we know that it's normal. The temperature goes up and down and up and down and up and down. And overall, over the next 3 months, it will be much cooler than it is now. Same thing with Cindy's temperature, maybe even more extreme cases. Like, why is it still 112? Well, in the next 3 months, the average temperature will go down to, 65 for you in the fall or something, maybe.
That's a great analogy. I have
Yeah,
never heard that.
It is.
Yeah, so we don't get so frustrated like, well, I guess I'll give up. Might as well just keep my shorts and I'll throw away all my sweaters. But we logically know that's just normal, and there's so many reasons why the temperature would go up or down. Same thing with the number on the scale. There's 1,000 reasons, maybe more, why the number would go up or down. And so we have to look at the big overall picture. So that's helping people remember their why and noticing how much better those things are. Because although we think we want that number on the scale, we really, if the number went up 20 pounds, but we were smaller and had more energy and our clothes fit, and it would be hard for people to admit, like, okay, yeah, I want all these other things. Like, the scale number really doesn't even matter at all for what people really want. They want energy. We want to feel good in our body. We want our clothes to fit. We want to, be free of pain and feel confident and happy mood. Feel like we have freedom from obsession of food, and so that we can concentrate on all of our other family members and things that are going on around us. And those are the real things that we want. So there may be times that we coach people to do the scale vacation, put it away for a while, and look at all the other things that are getting better and improving, and all the other signs that fall will come. Leaves, well, our leaves aren't starting to turn yet, but that typically is the first, because even before the temperature goes down, it starts to get a little.
Yeah, I've always been amazed by that. And someone told me one time that it's based on hours of daylight.
Yeah, the trees have a.
Trees are really smart about that. And so they, even if it's a hot fall, you're thinking like, oh my gosh, it's like my brother got married in October and it was 85 or something, but the leaves are still turning. I'm like, how do they know? It didn't get cold yet. But someone said they can measure the hours of daylight and they know it's time to change.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing.
I know. How are
Looking at, I see a very few yellow colored leaves on my green tree. So I think it's coming.
Yep. See, we have more indications that we don't give up hope on fall coming.
I'm not ready. I can't believe it's time for football.
Oh, I'm not ready for fall either because we've had so little warmth and sun. But
Yeah, summer started really late here, and so I've only got 3 more pool days left. I'm obsessed with my time at the pool.
You don't count days till Christmas. You count days left of pool. I love
Yeah,
that.
well, with no kids in school, my summer doesn't end until the weather gets cold, except they start shutting things down on me, like the beach and the pool. And so I just sort of have to change my activities. But I want to make the best of it while I have it since it's so minimal.
Well, this is a good time of year to talk about, like, we've noticed this patterns with our people that different like seasons or holidays or just times of year trigger challenges for people. So this time of back to school for some of our people that have, that are moms that like, that could trigger some emotional stuff about your kids growing up, or just, having more time that more, could be that they're juggling more things, more activities for the kids, and they just get busier. But it also could be that maybe they have more time to themselves because the kids are at school too. Football
I feel like it's a time of more structure as well.
It does tend to be that, like, after the moms get the kids off to school, then they kind of go, okay, now I can also spend a little time on me, instead of having to entertain the kids all summer long too. So that's the second thing that happens.
Well, vacations are
Yeah.
over and stuff like that. You just get on more of a regular schedule and maybe plan better because you have to be more efficient, especially if your family's busy.
Yeah. And then the Halloween candy starts showing up in the stores too, right? So,
I just try and stay away from that.
so let me know if you see it, keep an eye out about people struggling with the season change, the daily structure change, or whatever. Some fun trend I've noticed online is chaffles. Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
I
I want to try them.
I went yesterday and bought a tiny little waffle maker. It makes exactly the size of Eggo waffles. But the chaffle, basically, it's a cheese waffle. And so the basic ingredients are just shredded cheese and egg. And then there's 1,000 different variations of stuff that you can put in them. So kind of like, have you guys ever made like the keto pancakes, which is just cream cheese and egg?
Yeah.
And how it makes like a pancake texture. It's a weird thing that like cream cheese and egg turns into like a batter. But basically it's kind of the same concept of that, except you're cooking them in a waffle iron. So there's more surface and they get crispier. And they can totally be phase 1 legal because it's just, cheese and egg is the primary ingredient. I guess the tricky part is making sure like people don't get off into the weeds of recipes, because then if you start throwing a bunch of stuff in there, you're can get over carbs pretty quickly too. But yeah, chaffles, cheese waffles. I made some yesterday for fun. It was I've got here. I'll send you the photo of here was one somebody posted in a group that was like all the different ones from Pinterest, the different variations. So yeah. Those are all keto versions, so just for fun. But they make good, like buns or like bread. You could put fillings in there and make them or breakfast. Put some sausage and cheese in the middle for a breakfast sandwich or something like that.
The ones without any flour whatsoever. Oh, do they all have a little almond flour?
These look like they do, but the basic recipe doesn't require it.
Is it always cream cheese?
No, I did mine with mozzarella. So like the second one there says the perfect chaffle. I did a variation on that. I did the mozzarella, eggs. I did a couple tablespoons of almond flour, and I put a little onion salt and a tablespoon of pesto in it as well.
Yum.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it's not unlike some baking stuff, and I didn't do the baking soda in it at all. I don't think you need that, but it's kind of one of those freeform things that like you have a lot of creative license. It's not like baking where you have to be really exact with the ratios and stuff like that. So yeah, because at first it was like really runny batter, and I was like, this isn't going to work, and I put it in there, and it was like, nope, it did fine. So I left yesterday with 4 on the counter, and I told my son to come by and pick up a couple of things, and try those. They're on the counter. I came home, they were all gone. So
Of course.
I guess he liked them.
I didn't get any feedback, but
I think there's your feedback.
yeah, right.
Yeah, I see the pizza one doesn't have any flour in the recipe either. So.
And Penny, I think they probably would be fine without the almond flour as well, right? So
Okay.
I think sometimes when people don't have any culinary training and they try to make up recipes, they think that like, well, this other recipe had flour, so I'll put almond flour in it as well, but that's totally different. Like almond flour doesn't soak up liquid, and it's just more kind of a textural thing, I guess. So
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely trying this.
I don't know what this cake batter flavor is, but I do know that there are a bunch of, like, you can find online a bunch of different flavored extracts, like any type of flavor that you could think of, that's just like an extract, so it's not sweet or anything, but the garlic bread. Yeah, I don't know, I just thought it was something fun that
So I'm not a cook,
mm,
and I don't have a waffle iron.
Okay.
I could borrow one and try it, but could you just do it in a fry pan, the same recipe, and have it be like a pancake instead of a waffle?
yeah, you can. And the thing with the waffle, because there's so much more surface area, it ends up being crispy, whereas with
Yum.
with a pancake, it may just be denser and maybe a little gooier in the middle. So I would cook them really thin,
Okay.
but they
I think
probably
I'll just borrow a waffle iron and see if it's worth the investment.
yeah. Well, and I think thrift stores are a good place to get waffle irons, because then a lot of people either they just don't use them and they donate them, or they get them as wedding gifts, and then they're like, I'm never going to use this. So I always like to get appliances I'm not sure about investing in, just try it out at a thrift store.
That's a great idea.
The one I got is really popular. It's like all sold out on Amazon. $10 little tiny mini one. But I went to my Bed Bath & Beyond that's here in town, and they had some in stock. And she said, the lady that was there, she says, yeah, those sold out at Christmas time. They were really popular. So
That'd be perfect for me. Small and compact.
yeah, I'll show you the name of it. It's perfect for RV life. Yes. Dash.
Dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's funny that mini maker waffle instead of mini waffle maker, but yeah, the size ends up being exact size of like an Eggo waffle.
Okay.
Yeah, so they come out like, the recipe book that comes with it is not keto, but it doesn't matter because there's so many recipes online. But that I imagine they freeze really well too, and then you could just, the challenge with this though is that you can only make one at a time. So, all right. Oh, anything else, ladies? Any other questions? We'll be rolling out more details about scheduling those the trial laser sessions soon this week as we get that all set up. So. All right. So next week our meetings, it's September.
Oh, actually, next week is Labor Day. Next Monday is Labor Day.
A holiday. Okay. Do you all have plans? Will you be gone?
I will
have
not be gone,
family.
but
What was that?
I have family here that day, so.
and I don't have plans, but could. Labor Day could be. It's a birthday weekend for my granddaughter, so I can't 100% commit. So it might be better if we could reschedule if it works for other people.
Do you guys want to move? I know Tuesdays don't work for Sharon, but do you guys want to just move it to Tuesday that week instead? Was that better or doesn't matter? Or?
Any day that week besides Monday would be better for me. But like I said, I could very well jump on the call. I just don't have a commitment yet.
Tuesday better for you, Cindy, or does that work or does it matter?
It would work.
Okay.
It would be better.
We'll just plan on that one on the 3rd then. And okay, so it should send you a notice that I've changed that then. Cool. Monday. Today is Monday. Okay. Oh, all right. Anything else? Such a high energy time we're having here. Well, let's just wrap up with a lightning bolt. There may not be any ahas you have here, but whatever you want to say. Plans for the rest of the day. What are you looking forward to the rest of the week, or if you had a aha, whatever you want to share as we wrap up and say goodbye.
I like the idea of giving the scale less power. Letting it only be a tiny bit of the information you're collecting about yourself.
I really loved that analogy to the weather. It's made so much sense to me.
Yeah, and that's the way I've always treated the scale is, I don't know, I'm able to watch the trend instead of the detail. And so it sort of never bothered me. And yeah, I was just looking at the weather this week and I was like, oh, we're not going to be above 80 any day. And all of a sudden, last week there was 2 days above 80 and the week before it was all. So you just see sort of the trend. And I try and do that with the weight as well. Try not to let it get to me.
All right, ladies. Thank you so much for your continued support and success and giving yourself.
Quickly, I will say, I'm sure everyone would join in. Congratulations on the new certification. That was wonderful.
I just finally printed the thing. I'd done the training quite a while ago, so.
I didn't know that.
But this is one that they just launched this certification, and then the ability to take the exam then will mean that I'll be board certified keto nutrition specialist. And frankly, like and the first version, like the first launch of this, they offered it, at a discount as well. So I'm like, I got to jump on this because I frankly just got it for the credential to say that I'm board certified. I was confident going into it that I'm like, I'm not going to learn anything in this. I think I already know what I know. And a lot of the training materials were already things of, conferences that I've gone to, all the speakers that I listened to. And so there really wasn't much anything new that I learned. And so I'm just, so it's a validation to other people that like, yeah, I know what I'm
Well, congratulations either way. It's just one more feather in your cap.
Yeah, it's the cheapest letters that I'll be able to put after my name compared to the other ones that, the 6 figures I still owe for the other letters. And this one I got 4 for less than $1,000. It's a bargain.
Hey. It's all in how you look at it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right. Well, have a wonderful day and week, ladies. And
Have a great holiday, everyone.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
See you all next week.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.